Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Come on in, come on in. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Say hello, say something in the chat. Let us know where you are joining us from. Hi there. Thank you for joining. Hope everybody's doing really well tonight. We have a very special set of guests with us. Um, we'll give a few more moments. Hello, hello. Let us know where you are joining us from. Give us some emojis or positivity sent our way. West Miramar, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Lauderhill is in the building. All right. So great to see you all. Thank you for spending your evening with us. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. We are recording this session, and we do have some things we will mention to you all toward the end, so be ready and stick around for that. But I'd like to give a quick introduction to our presenters. Our first presenter we have with us is Matthew Pegat. He is the academic hustle man. Okay, he is the CEO. He has got it, as they say, out the mud. Okay, so he is going to have resources and insights on where and how you can accomplish getting those scholarship and college funding options. And then also we have Miss Shedley Cassius Parnter, excuse me, Parnter, along with her co-presenter, Ms. Keisha Lewis Bolden, and they will be telling us about their organization, the Scholarship Plug, and all of the amazing resources and opportunities you have there as well. So thank you all for joining us. Sit tight. We do have a Q&A box, okay? So utilize the question and answer segment for dropping any questions you have, especially as the presenters are talking. If there's something that comes to mind that you would like expounding on, then that would be the perfect time to let us know. And then just as the presenter is done, we'll get a chance to go through some of those questions. But additionally, we will have some more insights as we wrap up. So without further ado, I will go ahead and get our segment started. So, Matthew, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Kimberly. Thank you very much for bringing this together and making this happen. And kudos to, and I think everyone in the chat should definitely say thank you to the South Broward alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta and our chairwoman, or the chairwoman of economic development, Kim. Thank you for hosting this, for organizing this, and Kerline for assisting with the technology and just really setting this up. This is what we need in our community and in our families to be able to set us up for success. So, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to set the foundation of why scholarships and the strategy. And Shedley will be the one, and the scholarship plug will plug y'all into the resources you need in order to succeed. So, a lot of what I'm going to talk about is the why, the strategy behind why you should spend time in focusing on scholarships. And all this comes from my story and what I've been through this scholarship journey. I was when I first started. I graduated high school facing in the 11th grade. When I started this journey, I was in the courtroom. In fact, my senior, no, on my 16th birthday, I was in the courtroom facing felony charges. And at the time, I was in the 11th grade with a 2.1 GPA. I had no clue about scholarships, about college, any of this stuff. And my mother is the reason why I had to change, because when I was in that courtroom, uh, in front of that judge, looking around, the only thing I heard was my mama wailing, crying. And it broke me to see my mother completely broken, because not only was I in the courtroom, but my older brother was just locked up a few months beforehand. So my mother, who graduated high school, uh, wait, back up. Oh, I done skipped up all ahead of my presentation. So my mother graduated high school with me and my older brother. So despite being the youngest daughter of 14 brothers and sisters and graduating high school with two kids, she was the first and only in our family to go to college. But she had to do that while raising all her boys by herself. And my presentation is, what's going on here? There we go. She was the first and only one in the family to graduate. And she had to do that by raising all three boys by herself. And thankfully, I was in a program called the 100 Black Men. And they was a program that literally completely changed my mind. And that's why I support mentoring programs, Delta programs, all these programs, because they give us a vision of what we could be. When I got into the 100, I did not know anything about what success, college, anything was. But when I saw these men who were driving nice cars, who were had big houses, I saw they had money. And I wanted that success for me and my family. So I started to take advantage of those programs. I got involved. And as I started to get involved, take advantage of the programs, that's when the light started to change. And I got accepted into Morehouse. And when I got to Morehouse, that's when everything changed. Because some of you may know about Morehouse as the number one institution in the world for the education and development of Black men. I had no clue. But when I got there and I saw my classmates, the son of Denzel Washington, James Brown grandson, many of the first doctors, lawyers, and these weren't in the top students across the world. When I saw that level of success around me, it inspired me, because not only were these boys literally the sons of the first Black doctors, lawyers, legislators, they were cool. And I saw that and I wanted that. And one of the very first things I want everyone to take away when we talk about this college, we got to do it from a point of inspiring these kids. Because this idea of college and scholarships, the students have to put in the work. We may want it because as parents, it's going to reduce the debt on our kids, the debt we take out, and also the funds that we have to pay out of pocket. But for these kids, it's literally shaping their lives. So one of the very first things I will encourage every single parent to do is to show these students the fun of college. Many of us, as some of you are deltas, you know how fun college was. And you know what you did. Share those stories. Invite them to things like the HBCU picnic. Take them to places where they can see greatness reflected in themselves, because then they will strive for it. One of the things we don't share enough about is how fun college is. And that fun will inspire our children to want to take advantage of these scholarships. Because when I got here and my mother dropped me off, she said, baby, last words to me was, baby, I hope you make the most of this, because I can only do 2 years worth of loans. So me, who just graduated, I got straight A's my senior year, and I was raised my GPA from a 2.1 or a 2.7. Morehouse accepted me on academic probation. And which means that if I failed one class, I would have been kicked out. And with my mother's last words, if I didn't find the money to pay for school in 2 years, I would also been kicked out. So being kicked out to me meant literally going back to the streets and probably locked up like my older brother. So I turned school into my hustle and I took full advantage of it. I had a lot of fun in college. So people talk about college and they say, oh, you got to go to college, but tell these kids how good it is. Because when I got to school and I started making money, I can remember when I got my first check for $5,000. It was literally written in my name. And I got that first check. I cashed that check. I was playing in money, spending in money. I had a great time. I saved that money up. I bought my first car. And coming up junior year at 19 years old, I drove up back to school with a car, two 12s in the back, a house with me and my homeboy, and $1,000 check coming in the mail every single month. And I was in that AUC center. So I had a lot of great time having fun and I ate good. But one of the reasons why I was able to do these things because I stayed on my books. And this is the second thing I want everybody to take away is that scholarships are given to scholars. The large majority of awards go to people with a high GPA. So the higher your GPA, the more opportunities you can take advantage of. But scholarships aren't just scholarships. And we're going to talk about scholarships, fellowships, internships, and programs because we don't want to focus on just the dollars. We want to focus on things that can take you places. I was blessed with opportunities to be a part of programs like the US, this program here that took me to the Bay Area, where I had, it was University of California, Berkeley, Summer Opportunities and Research Training Program. They paid for me to lay the foundation for this research that I did on national award-winning research on Black men that laid the foundation for the academic hustle. So while I'm in UC Berkeley, first time in California, I'm also taking trips selling in the San Francisco Bay. Another program through the sociology department took me to Haiti, where I'm hanging out with Wyclef Jean, going to the best restaurants in Haiti, hanging out, as a part of a social trip, paid for. I had a program by the Penn State University, Minority Health International Research Training Program. And then listen to these words as I say these things. So Penn State provided an opportunity for students all across, minority students all across the nation, where we went to Paris on a full expense paid trip, where I'm rowboating in the back of King Versailles for research. After we did our research program, they flew us to all across the world. Where I went to Tanzania, in East Africa, where I had a condo on a beach with a maid that made me fresh squeezed mango juice every single morning. This lady ironed my sheets. That level of success and vision, most of us don't even consider. But this is what we're talking about when we talk about scholarships and programs, the experiences. These experiences changed me because I stayed on my books and I got involved, which is the next thing. Because they don't just want people that just got a high GPA. You got to be well-rounded. So I was involved. I was an activist. I started, and through my journey to get scholarships, I transformed. So I got involved just because I knew I was doing this research. I was asking the students how they got the money, and they told me, yeah, I get involved, I get my grades up. So I got involved. And as I got involved planning these events, I planned one of the largest marches in the school's history since the civil rights movement. Jena 6 was like our Trayvon Martin at the time. I transformed and I became a leader. Y'all ever heard this term, iron sharpens irons? I was around diamonds and they sharpened me. And these are the programs I want y'all to make sure you get your kids into because it's not just about going to college. It's about getting them around people that are going to sharpen them. So these programs, UC Berkeley, Emory, and my national award-winning research was by the National Institute of Mental Health in their career opportunities and research honors undergraduate research training program. This program gave me $1,000 each month paid 75% of my tuition, $1,000 each month, and sent me to conferences where I won the award for the entire national program. So I was a top scholar. So I was hanging out. I was an African American study and psychology major. So I was hanging out with Maulana Karenga, the founder of Kwanzaa, and Molefi Asante, the man who coined the term Afrocentric. This is what college provided me. This is what that HBCU Morehouse experience. So I became a scholar activist. So no longer was I that boy, 16-year-old old, 2.1 GPA facing felony charges. I became someone who could impact the world. And my mother, who had me, two kids coming out of going involved with the juvenile justice system, uh, uh, graduating high school with two kids. Now she can brag about she got two Morehouse men. Because not only did I take what I learned from my national award-winning research and my personal transformation, I drilled it into my little brother. And he went to Morehouse on a full ride, going to dental school at University of Michigan, top dental school in the nation, with over $8,000 in scholarships. And now he's making $250,000 as a dentist up here in West Palm Beach. Completely changed our family. So she went from little kids to a former mayor and also a dentist. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about scholarships and development. So I'm going to take a moment in these 8 minutes to show you how to actually do that, what you need to do. And at the end of the day, this is about money. Scholarships is money. Don't think of those. People talk about this free money. Throw this idea of free money out your mind because there's no such thing as free money. We all know that as adults. No such thing as free money. Money is earned, is exchanged for value. And that value is determined by people. And people are human. Take a screenshot of this because if you want to make money in this world, if you want to earn scholarship, if you want your children to take advantage of these programs, you have to increase their value in the eyes of the people who make decisions about that money. Simple as that. And this is money that we're talking about. And when you apply for these opportunities, scholarships, fellowships, internships, programs, and jobs, they're going to evaluate you based upon 4 factors. Number 1, what do you know? This is your education. What school did you go to? What is your major? What classes did you take? Did you take challenging classes or low classes? What did you get in those classes? What's your GPA? Your unweighted GPA, because that is going to be the foundation. That's what equalizes GPAs all across. People talk about, oh, I got a B in a C in honors class or AP class, which is actually a B. No, that's still a C. All right, you just passed. All right. Oh, I got a B, but that really is an A. No, you got a B. You just passed that class. So yes, you're taking a more challenging class, and they will take that in consideration. But at the end of the day, excellence, excellence, no matter what. Just because you go into a room and that room is all the smart kids, if you averaging that, you're averaging that class. Teach our children to shine in every environment that they go into and take the advantage and get the best education possible. Next, what have you done? This is your experiences. What is your resume? Every job, everything asks for what have you done. So yes, they can go and get a great job, but you need to make sure these kids are getting experiences in their fields and what they're doing and shining. It's not just, oh, I was on the football team. Well, if you was on the football team, but somebody else was the captain. The captain gonna get more shine than just a member. Somebody else was a champion. All right. We got to push them, not just go and take advantage of experiences, but be impressive. Do things that will get them recognized with awards. If they're going to join an organization, make sure they volunteer for leadership. You can be in Jack and Jill, but Jack and Jill, being a part of Jack and Jill and being the treasurer, vice president, president is another story. Next is the relationships. What do people say about you? Get strong recommendation letters. And what do you say about yourself? This is your presentation. These are the four fundamental factors of the academic hustle. But before you focus on that, you got to get clear about what you want and why. And the reason why I share so much of my story is because if your child has a strong why, they will take the time and will invest their time and be strategic about the money to develop these four pillars. This is the fundamentals. You see where the money is at? The money is at the end of this process. So you have to be clear about what they want to do. If they want to be a doctor, or if they want to be an accountant, it's two different things. As a doctor, they will need to be taking chemistry classes and science classes. If they want to be an accountant, they need to be taking math classes, get high. If they're going to get experiences as a doctor, get into these health programs. Make sure they're in these STEM activities. If they're going to be accountant, if they're going to get a job, make sure they're the cashier at the job or they're the treasurer when they get involved in things. Make sure they're developing relationships with the National Nurses Association if they want to be a doctor. If they're accountant, the National MBA Association or the Black Accountants Association. Make sure they're part of these things so they can develop relationships. Because once they have those, then we can turn those into scholarships. So usually when I do this, we're talking in a lot of detail about ways to pay for school. You got government aid, you got personal, but what we want to focus on is these career development opportunities. Um, and career development opportunities, these are the scholarships, fellowships, internships, programs, and job opportunities. And I'm going to go into this a little details. I got a resource for you that's going to break this down in a moment. These opportunities come from just four institutions: schools, businesses, non-governments, and nonprofits. That's it. So when we're looking for opportunities, we go directly to those sources. And if you want to find them, and I'm speeding through because we only got 2 more minutes left. You got to get very clear about who you are, know your field, the schools, departments, instructors, relationships. Feel free to take a screenshot of this stuff. This is how you find perfect fit opportunities. What we do, we don't go after just anything. A lot of people say apply, 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 apply. No, we don't do that. We're going after perfect fit opportunities, those that directly align with your child. So, for example, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Make sure y'all come out to the HBCU picnic. I
So
founded this a few years ago.
thank you
Um,
for sharing that, Matt. I did
uh-oh.
want to get into a couple Q&A questions before we have to head into our next segment.
Oh, I thought I had at least 30 seconds per minute left. Okay. All
I
right, go
didn't
ahead.
see any questions in the chat, but participants did share some of their questions when they registered. So I did want a chance for you to be able to share some insights on some specific questions that they had asked.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the questions I noticed a large portion of our participants tonight inquired about how early and how late. So, for example, can freshmen, what insights do you have for freshmen going into high school that can begin to prepare to help themselves in the college funding process? And then the other end of that spectrum is if kids are in college right now, what are some of those things you can recommend or suggest to help them acquire more funding for them to finish their education?
All right. So the key thing, we got to begin with the end in mind. The end are these scholarships, fellowships, internships, and programs. So when you're looking for opportunities, identify all these opportunities. Go find the scholarships, look at these institutions, find out what their requirements are. And then you plan out for the entire course of high school and college. Don't look at this as, oh, I need to find money for this next year. No, we need to find money. You need to find a scholarship that you're ready for junior year of college, high school seniors, and then look at the requirements. Find out what were those past winners and put them on your list. So I'm gonna share with y'all this scholarship tracking sheet, and you put them on the list. You find them one time and you add. As parents, y'all should be finding stuff and you add it to the list. Find the website, find it. And then so every single year, like when they get to junior year, when they get to senior year, they already know the opportunities. They know the direct links, they know the deadlines, and they're also prepared for it in advance
Awesome.
because
This
you
is
looked at the stuff. All right.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Wow, what a great wealth of resources and awesome point. I see in the comments that people are waving their hands. They're saying this is great and useful information. And just a tidbit, Matthew has been so generous to provide insights to the information that he has shared to every participant here. So you can look forward to an email after the event has completed with insights to assist you on your journey. So, Matthew, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing great insights. I applaud you in your journey. I mean, when I say get it out the mud, you literally went from not being eligible for many scholarships to really being the one who they couldn't deny. Amen. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to take the opportunity to introduce our next presenters. We have Shedley Cassius Panther, as well as Keisha Lewis Bolden, and they will be talking about their program, the Scholarship Plug. Shedley is the Chief Visionary Officer, and Keisha is actually one of the on staff or mentors for the program. So not only has she taken the resources and used them for her own family, but she's also helping families to be able to do the same thing. So not just pouring into the community, but also giving back. So ladies, have your way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Pagat for an incredible presentation. So thank you for that alley oop so that we could, take over from here. But that was awesome. So I hope everybody honed in on that. So now, thank you for the introduction. Miss Keisha, you're gonna go and then we're gonna go. So we're gonna do this together.
Yes, we are. We are. Good evening, everybody. I just want to make sure you're able to see my screen.
Well, I have it up. I have it up.
Oh, you have it up.
Yeah, I have it up.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. Oh,
All
gracious.
right.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing.
That's okay.
Perfect. Okay. Yay. Good evening. Good evening. You all have no idea how excited I have been about this evening. Even on Sunday, when I woke up, I'm like, it's almost time. It's almost time. I would like to start off by saying happy May week to everyone. Thank you so much to the fabulous ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated South Broward chapter. Thank you so much for having us. And let's go ahead and get this party started. Shetley, you ready?
Absolutely. I've been ready.
All
So
right.
are we gonna go? So you talk about the scholarship. You know what we're doing. Let's go.
Yes, I'm ready. All right. So I also want to say thank you to all for joining us tonight. Shout out to all the parents and any students who dropped in on this call. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for chairing this wonderful event. I am Coach Keisha, as she said, and this is Coach Cassius, the founder and CEO of the Scholarship Plug. Please, please, please take a moment to complete the sign-in survey for us. I want to make sure I don't go too far so you miss the QR code.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
we're
okay.
good.
We're gonna have them do the exit survey. So at the
Okay.
end, we have a feedback survey. We'll go on because we only have 20 minutes. We're gonna try to get as much as possible done, guys. So thank you so much for your attention.
Okay. And the Scholarship Plug is a nonprofit, and we are on a mission breaking cycles and empowering futures. Follow us on Instagram at Scholarship Money for Students. There we are. Okay. So the next slide talks about something that is very, very relevant to what we're talking about tonight. And so I'm going to hand it over to you, Shedley.
All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's be clear. All right. So there's 6,000 colleges and universities throughout the country. All right. So, and in Florida, 150. So there's a fit. So don't let anyone ever tell you that college is not for you. It's impossible. It's impossible. There's just too many. You are outnumbered. So there's a fit for you. All right. Here's another fact. There's last year, this time, 1.7 million scholarships were awarded across the country this time last year. So there's a fit for you. There's a scholarship program for you. Lastly, so for those of you who are in Florida, can I get a yes in the chat if you are in Florida? Because I need to make sure that our Florida, matter of fact, not even a yes, an FL for Florida, whatever it is, FL for Florida. Listen, Florida, people don't just come here for the beaches. People don't just come here to retire. We have a scholarship program that will cover your tuition. And less than 6% of students that earn it are Black. So that is a fact. So out of 100 students, only 6 students are Black. And that's a scholarship program to cover your tuition. So we're going to talk about that shortly. Just in case you don't believe me, and we've been doing this for over 20 years, you can fact check everything we say on FloridaStudentFinancialAid.gov. FloridaStudentFinancialAid.gov, We're going to talk about this. All of this information is public. Okay? All right. So, but there's good news.
Good news.
That was crazy news. So there's good news now. So
there is good news.
Take over.
Because you have options. You have options. Now, the real question is, how much do you need? So it's not just making the decision to go to college, it's how much is necessary, how much do you need to go to college? One of the biggest determining factors of how much college is going to be, it depends on the type of college. So there are a number of different types of college, public colleges and private colleges. And then you have the 4-year colleges and you have 2-year colleges. And then another classification that some of you may have heard of, what they call PWIs and HBCUs. And these all matter when it comes to cost. This particular slide resonates with me because I have a daughter who's graduating from high school on June 2nd. Yay! And this young lady went from, Mommy, I don't want to leave home, to, okay, I'm going to go to Nova. Now, Nova is one of the more expensive colleges because it's a private school. And then it's, okay, I'm going to go to FIU. And finally, on May 1st, she committed to FAMU, which is a public school, but it is far away. And depending on what school your child chooses or commits to, that type of college will determine the cost. And so let's take a look at what those costs looks like. All right. So these are just averages. So this is more like the mean of what college will cost. So this is the average cost of attendance. You have tuition and fees. Now, this amount is going to be very significant when Coach Cassius talks about Florida Bright Futures in just a little while. And then you have books and supplies, $1,900. Oh, I'm sorry, just in case you missed it, tuition and fees, $6,565, $1,900 for books and supplies, housing, $14,200, transportation, $2,500, personal expenses, $3,500. So we're talking a grand total on average of $28,665,000. And that can be 2 to 3 times that amount. And we're not talking about the entire time. That is per year. So I guess it's safe to say that college is costly.
Very costly.
Okay, costly.
But there's good news.
There is good news.
There's good news.
There is good news.
Don't let those numbers deter you. Okay, that was the point of this. Don't let this discourage you. The good news is that there's scholarships to cover every aspect of the cost of attendance.
Yes.
Okay, just in case, remind them why. Why are we going to college? Don't let anybody sway you.
Well, I think sometimes we lose sight of the why because it's just like, oh, it costs so much. No, the return on investment is amazing. One, the earning potential. Like there's a real difference between making $12 to $15 an hour and making $50, $100, $350 an hour. In addition to the opportunities that come with being on a college campus, networking, the individuals that you meet, and various organizations you have access to. Like there are so many opportunities in addition to fellowships and internships, and there are just so many opportunities that are available when you go to college. This is a really big one. Grow and learn. There's nothing like the growth that takes place during those foundational years in college. And Matthew spoke to this earlier. Travel the world. One of the best ways to, hands down, to study and learn about the world is by studying abroad as a student. So this is the why, and always keep that front and center. This is why we go to college.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's continue. Next slide. 1 second. Seems like it's frozen. All right. So let's talk about real financial aid options. Okay. We convinced you that it's important to go to school. You're hearing it day and night. Your parents are talking, you're speaking to your kids. Let's talk about the real options. Okay. I need you to understand what financial aid is. There is no such thing as I don't qualify for financial aid. Get that out of your mind. It doesn't exist. Financial aid is money to help you pay for college. It comes in the form of grants. It comes in the form of work study, loans, and scholarships. All of these components make up financial aid. I'm not saying that everybody's going to qualify for grants. I'm not saying everybody's going to qualify for work study, but this is what makes up a true financial aid package. And until I see all of these options on your package, you're not done. You are not done. So make sure you understand what's available. So grants, need-based grants don't require you to repay. Okay. So you have federal grants, you have state grants, and then you have institutional grants. There's a budget for all of these grants. So when you are applying to college, you're getting your financial aid packages. I'm looking for all 3 grants. And if it's not on there, I want to know why. Why isn't it complete? Okay. So there's different types of grants. The biggest grant you can ever tap into is based off of need, and it's called Pell Grant. The more you make, the less your child will get. The less they make, the less you make, the more they'll be eligible for. Okay. But that doesn't mean the world stops. Plenty of students of ours go to college and don't qualify for Pell Grant. So don't let that discourage you. Just a notice, there's going to be another type of Pell Grant called the Workforce Pell Grant, and it's supposed to roll out in July 2026. So just keep a lookout for that. If you're eligible for Pell Grant, there's the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant that's available for you to tap into as well. There's the Teach Grant, so many different types of grants that are available to your students that you can tap into. If you do not ask, if it is not on your award letter, you have to open your mouth and ask, because they are available, especially if you applied early. Okay, so many of the award packages that I see this year do not include everything. It's almost like they're picking and choosing. Okay, so make sure you are looking into that. The Florida Bright Futures Grant and Scholarship Program. This is your academic Bible. This is your academic Bible. This is available. Well, let's call it your financial aid Bible for the state of Florida. I can't have the same conversation with anyone in Georgia or New York or Maryland. This is for Florida students. You should be familiar with this page. This is your page. You're paying it. Your tax dollars are paying for this. And as you can see, the Bright Future Scholarship is just one scholarship program that your state is offering you. And if I don't leave here with anything else, parents, this is on you. This is where we hold our children accountable. We didn't give our background, but I have 3 kids, 2 of which already went to college and graduated. I have 1 high schooler right now who's in 10th grade. Miss Keisha has 2 students. We have to hold them accountable. This information was available from when they were born. So going into middle school, this is information that's available. Okay, so after today, you know better. We know what the benchmarks are. There is no reason why our students should not be earning the Florida Bright Future Scholarship. No reason. There's 11 ways to win. Some are familiar with the more traditional awards, which requires a high GPA, high test score. That's just one option. Okay, so please take a picture, a screenshot of this, or a picture of this screen. This is how you hold your students accountable. When you have your course selection sheets where you are selecting courses for the upcoming year, I need you involved. Parents, I need you involved. It is the worst thing when I see a transcript for a student that has a 3.5 or a 4.0 and you're missing a credit. That's why you're not eligible for this scholarship, or you don't have the service hours, or you're points away from earning this. It is unacceptable. This changes from now. This scholarship, everyone can be eligible, because there's one of these scholarships doesn't even require a GPA or test scores. It's aligning the right courses, okay? Even if you're planning to go to Morehouse, even if you're planning to go out of state, I need you to secure this, because you never know. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, okay? But when you come back here, or if you have to come back here, your scholarship is activated for 5 years. This is a scholarship that's available for 5 years. It must be secured. So how do you apply for grants? The very first thing you do is apply for the FAFSA. Okay, whether you qualify or not, you apply. I've had students win scholarships because they didn't qualify for Pell Grant. Do you understand me? A lot of parents are saying they are not going to qualify. That has nothing to do with me. It's part of the process. There are scholarships. Scholarships are created by humans. That means someone has been in your shoes before. So they're laying the path for you to cross in the same way they did, so that you don't have to go through what they went through. There are scholarships that allow you to be eligible because you are not eligible for Pell Grant. So please complete your FAFSA early. And you not having your taxes done is not an excuse. There's a question on the FAFSA. Have you done the FAFSA? Have you filed taxes or not? If you haven't, you can update it later. Do not hold your children behind because you didn't file taxes. That shouldn't hold up the FAFSA. Okay, there's a timestamp on that. Scholarships. This is the periodic table of scholarships. There is, remember I said 1.7 million types of scholarship programs. There's a fit for your child. There's different types of scholarships available. Just know that. But now, where parents step in, you need to identify what your strengths are. What are your students' strengths? Where do they excel? And if they can't identify it, this is where parenting comes in. This is where resources come in. This is where you surround them with people to bring it out of them. Because when they get to Mr. Pagat's program or that mindset, we need to be able to share your story. Who are you and why should we fund you? Because remember, scholarships aren't free. That's the realest thing he ever said. Oh, you should ever hear. Scholarships aren't free, but there's a scholarship for you based off of what you've done, who you are, your background, your family. What do you believe in? There's a scholarship for you. Scholarships are made by humans. So Miss Keisha, can you tell them where to find scholarships?
Now, this is one of my favorites. As she shared, I have 2 children. My son is
Oop, you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. My daughter is wrapping up high school. So where to find scholarships? The biggest one that I love is the community organizations. We're talking fraternities and sororities. We're talking about foundations and scholarship funds, the city where you live. And there is this app on Clever called Zello that is available for all of our students. And the Brace Advisor is sending out scholarship opportunities to our students. And so those are amazing places to find scholarships. And of course, the scholarship plug. And that was my shameless plug.
Exactly.
Right.
So your students are getting paid to go to school.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm really, really, really excited. And it helps with like once the scholarships start coming in, they're more motivated to engage in the process.
Exactly. So that's why the process starts early, guys. So you're on this line. Your question is, how do we start applying for scholarships?
Now.
When do you start applying? Now.
Right now.
Scholarship for you to apply for right now. Okay? So there's many scholarships with different deadlines. You have to start planning ahead. It's crucial to you getting paid to go to college. Parents, there is no better feeling than to send your students and be financially free. There's no better feeling. They can position themselves to be financially free. So they start now. Utilize the search engines that are available through your school district. We provide scholarships every month. And your school district, if they get a copy. Every scholarship we have is in Zello, in addition to any other local scholarships that we post. Okay, prepare essential documents. If you're not paying any attention to anything else, this is what I need you to work on. This right here. You need a personal essay. Why you? Why do you deserve to win a scholarship? I need a personal statement. Tell me about you. Your letters of recommendations. My son is in 10th grade. We are doing his letters of recommendations right now. I need 6 letters of recommendation. I'm like this. I told Coach Keisha, I'm on edge because we only have 2 more years and I know better. We're the scholarship plug. And I have a 10th grader. I'm not paying for college. So all of these things have to be collected from now. Because even when he's applying in senior year, I'm going to contact them to just update their letters of recommendation. So get letters of recommendations every time an adult, whether they're in the community or at the schools, they give your child a compliment. Please say thank you. And can you put that in writing for me? This is a parent. I want that action from parents. Okay? Because you hear it all the time.
And it's very important to cultivate those relationships, because when the time comes and you need a letter of recommendation, that will be the difference between your child receiving or being awarded that scholarship if the letter of recommendation never makes it to the scholarship committee.
Exactly. I need you to have a transcript. Too many parents do not have any idea what their child's GPA is, what courses they're taking, what did they receive in those courses. I need you to get a copy of the transcript. That is your right. That is your academic records. Please obtain a copy. The worst thing that has ever happened when a student lost a scholarship because of a missing course on their transcript. Okay, so make sure that you have a copy. Yes.
I see, Miss Kimberly. I think that means we might be out of time.
Oh, out of time? Okay. All right. So we were going to go through the scholarship. Out of time, or do I have a few minutes?
You have a few minutes. I did want to get to a couple questions in the Q&A.
Okay.
So one question asked, with the FBS, wasn't there an opportunity to substitute work experience for service hours?
Work experience. Oh, yes, for the Florida Medallion.
For service hours. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. And another
yes, but
question.
You have to have it approved. You have to have them approved.
Got it. Okay. So we note that caveat. You can substitute work experience for service hours, but you must have them approved.
Right.
The other question is, when do you need to complete your FAFSA if your student is a rising senior next year?
Well, I'm working with juniors right now, and I'm having all my juniors do the FAFSA now because I have scholarship programs that needs to be ready to go September. So the FAFSA that's available now is the 26-27, your class of 2027. So I need that FAFSA done right now.
Which is especially important if they take classes the summer before if they're starting in the fall. So if they're going to take summer classes, it is imperative that they have it for well.
Exactly. And you can't predict. A lot of schools will say, oh, you don't have to do it right now. Are we on the road to financial freedom or not? Because either you're in the game or you're not. If we're planning on getting financial freedom and getting paid to go to college, I need that FAFSA done now because I need that timestamps early.
Next question.
Those are the questions. Please continue.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having us. Please complete the post-presentation survey. I'm sorry we couldn't cover everything, but you can find us in the community. Give us a call. Join our membership. We meet with students every month. Every month we have a scholarship study hall. So join us.
Thank you.
Kimberly, do we have time for one scholarship that we can talk about?
So, yes, I can give you 2.5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
And then
we'll take it.
So after that, we're gonna segue back over to Matthew. We had a question in the Q&A chat in reference to his spreadsheet, so he wanted to give us a little bit more information on that. So we're gonna stick around a few extra minutes, you guys. We weren't planning to give you all this dessert after dinner, but these presenters are here ready to give you guys sauce, so we're gonna let them have the floor.
Thank you. So one of the scholarships, so in addition to Bright Futures, Big Future. So think Bright Futures, Big Futures. This is available now to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Well, seniors are done. I think the round is done. But sophomores and juniors, I need you to get on this. This is within College Board. So a lot of you are not completing your big future profile. There's a lot of bells and whistles in these programs that you're not completing. If they're parents, though, but parents, this is on you. When we see them on their phones, we see them on their video games, we need to step in and say, hey, I need 30 minutes to update your profile. Then you can get back on this game. 30 minutes a day. Dedication to the scholarships, their scholarships. That's how you win. Okay? Any other scholarships? Regions Bank for Seniors right now is available, $8,000. Lots of scholarships available. Okay? Your local law firm has scholarships. Chick-fil-A has scholarship, but their deadline, you have to prepare for the next year. Okay? So if you're planning to go to HBCU, please create an account now. Create your account now. Have an idea of how to navigate, okay, to prepare. So those are the scholarships that we want to talk about, that's available for you to learn from. You don't understand, this scholarship process is more than the money. It's the experience of you applying, them asking you questions that you never thought that you would even have to answer. The growth behind the scholarship process, application process, is next level, okay? And not to mention all the fun you'll have in college getting paid to be there. All right. So thank you for your time, everybody. Thank you for the extra time. I appreciate you guys. Any questions, we'll hang around to answer in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to take the opportunity. Hey guys, throw up some comments, some emojis or things you have in the chat. How about these two teams that have just graced our May Week event? Wasn't this great information? I mean, I was even shocked at some of the things that I saw. So this is amazing. So we will take a couple minutes to allow Matthew to present. Matthew, I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about the spreadsheet that the participants are going to get in their email. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Miss Leah Heath. Am I saying it right? I'm sorry, Miss Valerie Leith. You know, it's been a while since I've been in school, so don't blame my head and not my heart, as they say. Valerie Lee, thank you so much for participating and asking your question to us directly in the Q&A as instructed. You will be given a very special prize after this session. Compliments of Miss Shedley, you will receive a 30-minute consultation as a free gift on behalf of the South Broward Alumni Chapter Economic Development Committee. So thank you so much for adhering to our instructions and directives. Thank you all so much for being here. We will do an official closeout at the end, but Matthew, take it away.
Excellent. Thank you, Kimberly. And again, Shedley, thank you for being a part of this and for providing this information to the parents. This is the type of stuff we need to focus on. We need to make sure that we are handling this information, because every single dollar you earn from scholarships and grants is money that's not out of your pocket or out of your bank account or your 529 plan or out of those loans. So be strategic. This is one of the greatest investments you can make. Literally, if they spend 10 hours on one scholarship that gives them $1,000, they just made $100 an hour. And imagine if you spend 20 hours on a $10,000 scholarship, they just made $500 an hour. So we got to be strategic about what this looks like in terms of the return. So I wanted to make sure that everyone is very clear about, first of all, make sure y'all apply. If you got students going to HBCUs, which I hope every single one of your children are applying to HBCUs, because they are the institutions that have laid the foundation for Black excellence, economic progress in this country for all of American history that we've been able to exist. And now with the attack on DEI, HBCUs, people are reminded why HBCUs exist. This is the reason why we exist. So we encourage you to apply. We have our scholarship program. We give a minimum of $1,000 scholarship, which is also renewable every year. And when you apply and when you secure a ticket for the HBCU picnic, your ticket is direct donation to our scholarship fund. So the more people that attend, the more people that donate, the more money we give out directly. So one of the things I wanted to emphasize, and people talk about these deadlines, want to apply to scholarships. Forget this deadline stuff. If your child is going to college, they're going to have to apply to scholarships, period. So yes, we want to go after these local scholarships. We want to go after institutional scholarships from the schools, from the state, and all those programs. But we also want to get very clear about these opportunities. And when you hear these opportunities, and you will see, if you click on here, you will see the different types of scholarships that are available. I wanted to show you exactly the types of programs. This Mellon Mays Fellowship Programs gave me $1,000 each semester, paid for grad school. These are programs we want to take advantage of. So I want y'all to get clear about what scholarships are, fellowships, internships, programs, and job opportunities, because they're all ways to get paid to go to school. And the only legitimate scholarships come from schools, businesses, governments, and nonprofits. If you noticed what Shedley and the Scholarship Plug shared, the scholarships came from institutions, nonprofits, governments. So we want to go directly to those opportunities. Every single school has a scholarship page. Howard has a scholarship page. Most businesses have top programs like Goldman Sachs. They have this amazing internship program where you can be a summer analyst in and these programs can pay literally $30,000 over a summer. I had a student who got a program for at Microsoft where it was like $36,000. Yes, a lot of it went to room and board, but she got $16,000 over the summer after her freshman year to pay for room and board for the year and got invited back. So we want to look at this as year over year. So when you find these opportunities, and you find them by getting clear, like she said, know yourself, know where you're coming from. If you live in Miami Gardens got a scholarship. You in Miami-Dade County got a scholarship. You in the Miami-Dade County School District, Miami-Dade School District got a scholarship. The Miami Foundation got a scholarship, which is a nonprofit from Miami. So find these local awards and go after the ones that are very, very local to you first and that are close to your demographics. Once you find these perfect fit scholarships, you can do this by doing online research. Look up Morehouse scholarship. Look up Microsoft internship. Look up these keywords to identify them. And once you find them, literally all you do, you take that link. Like for example, this summer analyst program, you take this link, you copy the link, you put it in this tracking spreadsheet. You put in here Goldman's summer intern program, and you literally take the time and just put this stuff in here. Once you do it one time, you have it for the rest of their lives. So it's not pasting. Oh, there we go. And you just literally go step by step, find out about this program, this Goldman Sachs, and just fill it out. And then you find out what year they want to apply to. You put in the year, put the date in. If they're gonna go in by what you call it? If this not coming into their junior year, you go to their junior year and you put in that date, and it's done. They don't got to look at it again until 2028, until 2007. So find these scholarships now. If you see the deadline that passed, put it on here, and you think they may be eligible next year, put it on the list. Pull the link. Delta's many of these Delta chapters have scholarships, and many of them have passed. Go find those opportunities because they're going to come up next year. And then you put in the date that it was the deadline for this past year, and you put it for next year. And now you have a set of scholarships. So now when it's time for your child to sit down, pull up that list and look at it. And as parents, this is how you track them. Did they apply? Application submitted. Now you know if they're going to do this, this is what's in progress. And you can track what they're doing. And ideally, this sheet should be shared with you, your children, and this should be what y'all are working from. Put on Bright Future Scholarship in there. Put all this information in there so that y'all are tracking what you're getting and where you are. Ideally, you would know what school you're going to. You will complete your FAFSA as early as possible to get a picture of it, and you will identify what that gap is because you know your expected family contribution and you know the cost of that school. And now you're basically pulling up scholarships to break down that cost over the course of the entire academic journey. We're not looking at the first year. We're looking at all 4 years plus grad school. Awesome. This is how we plan in advance. Yes. So this is a resource that Deltas will have. They can send it out to everybody that they want to. On this call, the spreadsheet, the perfect fit. This is my gift to the Deltas because they're so awesome and they're going to be part of the picnic. And I'm going to see Kimberly and I'm going to see Curly and I'm going to see all of them at the picnic. And they're going to say they came because, and they donated to the scholarship because I gave them this. All right.
Yes. Thank you so much, Matthew. So right, as we close, we do have additional events this week going on for May Week. Please, please, please make sure that you are registering for the events. Tomorrow, our International Awareness and Involvement has a immigration event. Lots of useful information. If you're ever stopped by ICE, do you know what to say? Do you know what to show? Right? An emergency plan. Do you have one? Great, great insights. And the list goes on throughout the week. Also, I have to promote our community prayer breakfast as an additional tidbit of just great gift giving. We will be providing gift/door prizes in the essence of 30-minute counseling sessions on behalf of Coach Shedley, So if you're in the area, please sign up, register to attend our community prayer breakfast. We would love to see you there. It is all to raise funds for our scholarships that we offer in South Broward Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. I told you we were going to go on an extra few minutes. We have to close. Be sure to be on the lookout for that information that Matthew provided. Yes, that spreadsheet will be in the email. We would also love your feedback, responses on what you thought about this presentation. We love you. We're grateful for your presence. Have a blessed day and be safe. Thank you, everyone, for coming.